The mercenary guild Maximum Effort Galactic has subcontracted to you and others to assist in finding out just what is going on in the onerous sector. A rival corporation to the INIC has hired MEG to find out what the INIC are doing in this sector and why they are being so secretive. There are a number of objectives required to meet the initial goals of the contract. Establish bases for your operations and build ships to assist you in the below. Map out the sector, number of planets, their names, controlled areas, uncontrolled areas. Investigate the INIC, find out what they are up to and why have they closed off this sector. Find out which NIC director is in charge of this sector. Find out what happened to the settlers workers. As you are subcontractors, you can choose whether or not you want to share this information between each other, but all information must be shared with MEG. Subcontractors are also free to achieve their goals by whatever means necessary, including attacking other subcontractors. MEG only cares about the end result, not how you get there. Supplies. While cobalt is a rare material in the universe, MEG have brought some on board the Aquarius. After dropping off all the subcontractors, the Aquarius will land and create a supply depot where cobalt can be purchased. According to the historic mineral survey of the onerous sector, platinum and uranium are not available. The Aquarius has a supply of both in stock and will also be available for purchase. Contracts. The MEG command staff on board the Aquarius may have contracts from time to time in exchange for credits.
So let's try and explain this world without giving away too much to the players. So we have ourselves 5 planets here with 2 moons. Players, when they spawn in, will be given a little life pod that will drop them down here on the Earth planet. Now their job is to investigate, like the AI voice said, what is going on and why INIC have isolated this system off. What's happened to the inhabitants of this sector before, who's in charge of operations in this area, and this can all be found out with the help of the modular encounters. So with this, we've got 2 factions through the modular encounters. INIC, so let's see if we can get any INIC grids up here. We're looking for the NPC faction, so let's have a quick look. Yeah, so we've got a few INIC ships here, so these are floating around waiting for players to engage. They're either getting triggered by the players themselves as they enter into different areas. Oh, we've got one here. This one might be chasing down a player, actually. Yeah, so we've got a player here who's on the run from one of the INIC ships here. So you can see it's dynamically trying to pursue him, or pursue them. So they are escaping quickly. One of the things that it does say in the notes for this, sometimes it's better not to fight. Sometimes running away is a better option. Evading these drones, getting out of the line of sight, and finally escaping them can be quite satisfying. Let's have a look what this player's got the hands on. So they've got like a tiny little pod. Is this like one of the little life pods, or is this something that they built? This is like something they built, maybe a little scout ship. Yeah, it's got some Gatling guns on, but it's not really enough to stand up to that giant INIC ship that's pursuing it. So the AI in this are not completely relentless. Hold on, is that a secondary ship that's in pursuit as well? Oh, so that's INIC, and it looks like the Swarm are also chasing them as well. It's interesting they're not battling each other. So you end up with strange dynamic events like this with the modular encounters that I really like. And it takes a bit of pressure off the admins as well. So we've got some of this Swarm. I'm going to try not to explain these factions too much. This one looks like it's actually been taken out by some of the players. So when players take these out, they have a number of credits on board, or sometimes they have ore supplies. And with the credits, they can buy the 2 rare resources. Now, I'm not going to tell you what they are, because players have to find out for themselves. And once they find out, then they have to work out how they can work around them or make enough credits to actually buy them. So let's continue on. Oh, what was that? Is that lightning? Is that a player nearby? Maybe it's just so there's something that scared me, whatever it was. So let's have a quick look and see if we've got any more modular encounters or NPCs. So we've also got some NPC outposts here. So these are like little init places. Most of these have been built by Conrod or Indominus. A lot of time and effort has been gone into these to try to balance them, because you don't want to give resources or give too many resources away to a player, but you want to give them enough to feel like taking on that, facility is enough. These are quite fun as well, these little nutrient stations. These are part of the Swarm. And they have this little probe down the centre. I don't know if this one's been raided, and they usually spin around. Yeah, this one looks like it's got some damage to the connector. and it's been raided. But as players fly over to these triggers different little ships to spawn and various different encounters. So it's persistent, and that's something I've always wanted in Space Engineers. The AI is smart, they dodge, they maneuver, they can be recoded and adjusted so players can have a top experience on the server. Let's have a quick look through anything else that's going on in terms of NPC. So we're looking for any of the NPC. Let's actually just jump to the speed of the grid. So you can see we've got the Starfighter. That looks like that's the one that was pursuing that player before. We've got the Stag. So the Swarm and the Starfighter working together, very interesting. You don't normally see that. We've got an LG Frigate Mark 1. Has this been destroyed? Oh no, sorry, that's not an NPC, that's a player manoeuvring that around. Let's actually have a look what this player's doing. So it looks like this player's coming back into the docking area. I'm going to do a full server tour and show you what the players have actually built. They've really built a lot, to be honest, in the first week alone, and we'll have a quick tour and see the various grids. But I just wanted to introduce this to you and show you what we're working on, what we're playing at the moment, since there hasn't been a video detailing it. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time with a server tour.